I'm Mo Rocca, and I'm excited to announce Season 4 of my podcast, Mobituaries. I've got a whole new bunch of stories to share with you about the most fascinating people and things who are no longer with us. From famous figures who died on the very same day, to the things I wish would die, like buffets. All that and much more. Listen to Mobituaries with Mo Rocca wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, it's something that I've been wanting to do. Cause I'm like, I gotta start solving stuff. I gotta start, giving y'all a history lesson on things, And I feel like this episode will probably be like the best episode to start this off, where it's like, I'm just solving unsolved like mystery. Well, I mean, it ain't really like solving unsolved mysteries. It's just more so, I guess, like documentary style podcast episodes, I guess, in a way. I don't know, cause I'm trying to think. I don't think I've done, unless it's talking on myself, but I don't think, on other subjects, things that have happened without me being present. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that before. So no, I overall wanted this first episode, to be of like many episodes in the future, but far from being the first episode for this podcast. But no, overall though, I wanted to talk on the Titanic, because like recently I have been heavily involved in learning about the Titanic. I don't know why. Well, you know what? No, to explain it. So me and my family, we've been watching Titanic a lot. It'll come on TV and we'll just be sitting there watching it and stuff. And so, well, just like me at least, I know I'll go and look up stuff that was happening. Or even I came across like a person's like interview like afterwards. It was this guy. He said he was like 18 years old at the time when the Titanic had sank. And he said he was on there, and I was like, bro, it was wild watching that interview. It's wild just learning like newer facts, like learning how deep the Titanic is in the ocean and stuff. Like it's honestly on some wild stuff. But nah, man, let's overall start on the beginning of all of this. So yeah, Titanic is built. I don't think it even cost that much money to build it either. I mean, it was back in 1912, and it's like, if you watch like old TV shows, like for an example, if you watch Andy Griffin and you hear like on the like the price of things in there, like how I'm gonna look it up real quick, but how much did it cost to build the Titanic? Not the Space Needle. I hate $4.5 million. Wow. Yeah, that was like back in the day. But anyways, it only cost $7.5 million to build it, and then there was like $200 million with inflation, with a whopping 3 million rivets weighing 46,000 tons and measuring 882 feet 8 inches, the distance of more than 4 city blocks. Titanic was created with the labor of some 3,000 workers. Passengers walk on the deck of the SS Titanic. All right, so how many years did it take to build the Titanic? So there was like the Titanic began construction on the 31st of March 1909 in Belfast, while the hull was completed on 31st May. I don't know why they put it like that. May 31st, 1911. The total construction took 3 years. Engineered to be the largest and most luxurious steamship in the world, the Titanic was indeed a marvel of modern engineering. So, but that's the thing though, where it's like, okay, they say that, but at the same time, I mean, like, look at what happened, like, not trying to be disrespectful, but it's like, I feel like a lot more, well, I mean, it was 1912, so it's like, you can't really get on them too much about technology, but at the same time, I just felt like that, things, well, actually, you know what, no, it's like, it ain't even like a technology, like, blaming, like, I can't blame a lack of technology because of the sinking of the Titanic. There is a fact that I did learn, and I'm gonna say it's a fact, but at the same time, like, I'm like, 60-70% sure that it is a fact, because I don't know, I wasn't there, and nobody wasn't really there, so it's something where it's like you just gotta, I guess, gotta take a word for it. But at the same time, like, if not, I will try to come up with my own I guess like my own guess on what overall had happened. But so anyway, so yeah, Titanic is built. It's set sea. And without Jack and Rose, like, for those that did not know that, Jack and Rose was not real people. They were fictional. So in case if you did watch the movie and you're all like, well, did you learn anything about Jack and Rose? No, I had found out at a young age when I was a kid that Jack and Rose was not real. Now when I watch the movie, I just don't even look at it the same anymore. I'm like, I try to imagine the movie without Jack and Rose, but at the same time, it was like they were the majority of the movie and stuff. I just wish, I don't know, me personally, I kind of just wish that the movie would have just been about the Titanic ship. You throw Jack and Rose in there, and then it's like you kind of forget the main reason why everybody, I think, was overall wanting to watch that movie. I'm pretty sure at the time being like, yeah, everybody seen that it was going to be a love story. But I'm like, I would have liked to have seen a movie where it was just about the Titanic. Like, what really happened based off of, like, people's interviews and all. If there's ever a point in time where I have, like, that, money to pull some weight like that to make a Titanic movie, I would do it. But it would have to be, like, not what actually happened, because it would be inaccurate. Like, I wasn't born in 1912, so or even beforehand to even have been there on the Titanic, so I wouldn't have known. But anyways, but no, I would like to do a movie where it, like, it actually was like the real stuff that had happened without Jack and Rose. But I feel like it would just be pretty much this Titanic, that we have now without Jack and Rose and stuff. So it's like you just eliminate them, then you just like show. Well, there are some different things that I had heard, like there, but there were like there other characters that was on the movie though. There were some real people, like the captain of the ship, the person that built the ship. Who else? Kathy Bates' character was real. There were some other characters that were real too. But yeah, overall it was like, there's just the Jack and Rose stuff. I was like, man, y'all threw us in for a loop with that one. But so it seemed like everything was okay. And so from what I've read, and this is, the part where I'm like 70% sure, 60-70% sure that it had happened. But I guess that they had received a message, a call or something, I don't know. But overall saying that they were going into iceberg territory. So they had a warning beforehand, and I guess, it was enough time for them to either go around or whatever. I'm going to assume that they were like, well, we don't want to, waste these people's precious time. Like, they're expecting to go in by this time, or we have to go in by this time. So overall, like, we're just going to have to go through it and stuff. Now, here's the thing. Here's what I personally believe what had happened on how they had hit the iceberg and stuff. So if you guys have never seen videos of how it looks in the ocean when it's extremely dark, and that's why I think, like, back in the day, they used to have, like, people that be standing on top of, like, the, not on top, but, like, there's this, like, watching area where you stand in, you're kind of just, like, looking out and stuff. And, I'm pretty sure those guys, like, anybody would see that the last second that this ship is about to hit an iceberg. So, anyway, excuse me, but it's extremely dark out in the ocean. And the light, I would imagine, can only go out so far. Then you're trying to go based off of the ship's lighting. Yeah, it's like that light is only going to go out to, a certain distance. It ain't going to go, like, light up the whole ocean or anything. It's like, yeah, you'll be able to be seen from, like, far away distances. But at the same time, it's extremely dark out in the ocean. Like, if you're wanting to know, I guess, what it really looks like, you don't have to look it up. Go into the darkest part of your house, like where it's just pitch black, or even just close your eyes. That's what you're seeing when you look out into the ocean. I have seen numerous videos. Now, that's a fact. That is 100% a fact that it is extremely dark out in the ocean, because I've seen numerous videos on TikTok, and I know TikTok shouldn't be a source that I should go to, but I am going to give TikTok its credit. I guess the users on TikTok. But no, there was a guy I just recently watched that he was on an oil rig, and he, like recorded out like how it looks out in the distance. And I'll never forget this, the first time I had seen what it had looked like. And it's something that you just don't think of. You think like, oh, okay, well, maybe the moonlight or stars or something. No, the stars don't do nothing. Moonlight doesn't do nothing. It is pitch black out there, all right? So, and it just makes you look at, like, them ocean movies so differently and things. I think the only movie that really was accurate about how dark it is this one shark. Well, it was more so of like it wasn't even survival, because I'm just, spoiler alert, the people ended up dying. But it was this movie called Open Water, and it was based on a true story, and it was about these two people that got lost at sea. And yeah, then they showed this one part where it was like they were out in the middle of the ocean, it was dark, and they couldn't see nothing. And I was like, I always wondered why they do that. And then when you actually see videos of like people out in the ocean at night, yeah, there's nothing that you can see. It is that dark, all right? So anyways, I'd imagine that when that Titanic ship, when they were just, they just going straight forward, all speed, no brakes, no nothing. And then at the last minute, they seen that iceberg. And so I know probably most people would think like, well, if they seen it, then they should have had enough time. No, so they had to stop the engines. And from what I read, that it was like a 30-second delay from their... so if you had watched the movie, there's this thing that they had spent around to... not spent around, not like the steering wheel of the ship, but it was just like, I guess like an alert thing to like let them know like, hey, shut down the engines. And it made like this like bell noise or something. It looked like something that could have been in a casino or in Chuck E. Cheese. I don't know. But anyways, I guess if you can't have like an image of it, but it's this thing that you switch it back and forth, and it sends down like a message to the people at the bottom of the ship that like they're in control of like some things of the ship. I don't know. But anyways, the bottom people, the people, not the people under the ship, but the people at the bottom of the ship, so the bottom people or whatever. I don't know. But anyways, this is gonna be the most ghetto documentary that I can give you guys. All right, so because I'm fluent in both English and Ebonics. All right, so that's all I'm gonna tell y'all on that and things. But anyways, back on the Titanic. So overall they did that, but there was a delay. So when they had switched it to let them know, like, to shut down the engines, they're going to get that message like about 30 seconds later. So yeah, there wasn't enough time, ended up hitting the iceberg. And for those that don't have clear, like, the iceberg seemed like it was small, like how did it do so much damage? If you ever see like photos online of how icebergs look like below or underneath, like so you'll see like that top surface, right? The bottom part of that iceberg, it's way bigger than probably, well, let's just see if they have like iceberg size iceberg that sank the Titanic. It has the largest ocean liner in service at the time. Titanic had an estimated 2,224 people on board when she struck an iceberg at around 2340 ship's time. And okay, so like maybe do they have like a picture underneath? They actually have like a picture of some old random iceberg where the ship had wow. Oh, is this like a picture of how it would look, the Titanic sink? Why is this so like just blurry looking? Can I like go on to the okay, so yeah, so there's this picture, right? And it shows like overall like the size. There was no way possible that Titanic was going to remotely move or do any sort of damage to that iceberg. No, that iceberg, yeah, if that's the iceberg and its actual size, yeah, and then they show like the Titanic next to it, there is no way possible that Titanic was doing anything to that iceberg. No, that iceberg was like, this is my ocean, I belong here, you don't, this is my house. So anyways, yeah, so the Titanic hits the iceberg, and then I think it was after, so yeah, it took 2 hours for the ship to finally sink and go into the, into the bottom, well, not bottom of the ocean. It's actually crazy. I saw this video where it was like shipwreck, like comparisons or shipwreck depth comparisons, and it showed like all these different ships, like where they're at, and well, not where exactly they're at, but like I guess like distance wise where they're at in the ocean. And the Titanic wasn't even the deepest part. Like, no, there was other ships that have went far deeper into the ocean than the Titanic. I guess the Titanic was like the first. It wasn't even the first time it had happened. There was like ships. I think I watched that video, and there was ships like even beforehand that had sunk. So I guess like Titanic was just, it was more because it looked like it might have been like more military ships or something. Like not like no like ship for like, you know, the public and things. So anyways, so yeah, like 2 hours, the ship is like, you know, it started sinking. That was something that I didn't know, that the ships, they will, I mean, it should have been obvious, but like, so yeah, the iceberg had hit the front part of the ship, and then the front part, that's where like the hole had formed up at, and then that's where it started sinking, and then eventually, yeah, ship, so there's like numerous videos online of how like the ship had went down in the ocean. And obviously, I think, yeah, we all know like at some point in time the ship had broke in half. And, you know, that was something where I was like, I don't know how that would be even possible. But there was people saying like, oh, the ship, it remained lit up and things. I was like, no, that ship at some point in time had lost power. Because I think because of that water flooding in the bottom part, which is literally the source of the ship, yeah, it started filling up. And I was like, there's no way possible that ship is going to still be lit up and things and then give all these, and it's only, and the thing is that people don't understand is that it's only going to light up maybe a small distance away from where, so you'll be able to see the ship, but like once when them lights go out, you're like, it's pitch black. Then you get like, yeah, that's so pretty much like well, no, don't do that. Like, don't, I was about to say something. I was like, no, there might be some people that injure themselves, so don't do that. But I was about to say like, try swimming with your eyes closed. And I'm like, that's pretty much what well, you know what? No, just go into the standing part of like, if you have like a swimming pool, just go into the standing part to just, I guess, kind of get like a simulation. You're out in the ocean, pitch black. You hear screaming and all this stuff around you, and the only thing, and I think so, that was the one guy that did his interview. He said that how he found one of the lifeboats was that they had shot one of those flare guns off up in the air, and so I think he did say that he swam over to the lifeboat, or he either came and picked them up, one of the two. But yeah, overall it was like, and then of course, you know, those lifeboats, they wasn't trying to go back, because I think that was something that they did say in the movie, was that if they were to go where the ship had sank that yeah, those people would just overflood those the smaller the life boats, and then everybody would pretty much die and stuff. And so it probably would have been, you know, they probably could have went back and saved some people, but yeah, overall though, it was it was too much. You had like, because there wasn't enough lifeboats, so in case anybody didn't catch on to that into the movie, there was not enough lifeboats, and you got 2,000 people. Now I don't know if that is accurate, that they were locking up like the homeless people at the bottom of the ship, or at like or at some part of the ship and things. Let me just look that up real quick. Did people lock the homeless, or not? Well, not homeless, the poor people in Titanic. The British Inquiry, whatever that word is, report note that the Titanic was in compliance with the American immigration law in force at that time, and that allegations that third-class passengers was locked, but also and that allegations that the third-class passengers were locked below decks were false. Oh, okay, so it did third passengers get locked, 3/4 of them perished. The reason why many more of these passengers died compared to the first and second class members is that third class were confined to their area, the Titanic. How many people were locked in the Titanic? First class, 300. There's like no accurate, or like there's just nothing that you could go, did any lower class people survive? First class passengers had the highest survival rate at 62%, followed by the second class at 41%, and third class at 25%. Women and children survived at rates of about 75 and 50% respectively, while only 20% of men survived. So it just, yeah, I don't know. Was the Titanic captain found? Smith's body was never recovered, and his final moments remain a mystery with no short. So because there's like, so the captain of the ship, because I think they said that with both, that was something that I read, was that they was all like the captain of the ship, and then the builder of the ship was like going around still trying to help out people and stuff. So yeah, they most likely, that was pretty accurate, that they just went down with the ship and stuff. And I was like, yeah, well, probably because so I think that's one thing a lot of people, I seen like questions for, is there any bodies, to still discover at the Titanic? No, because for one, it's been over 100 years. And most likely a lot of those bodies had just overall like decomposed. And then because of like, how like, I guess just overall how the bottom of the ocean works is that like there's just, it's like some like wind current or something. It's just like the flow of the ocean and things. And then those bodies are just like sitting down there, and then most likely you got sea life that's eating on those bodies. So yeah, overall, like, probably a lot of those bodies just overall, like, if they wasn't locked in or wasn't on the ship, yeah, there most likely was a lot of those bodies that were just, either got eaten by, the sea life, or then their body just because of the wind current, not wind current, but like just overall how like the ocean was flowing, it probably just like washed away people's bones, because they probably like overall they did get stuck on something, and then they just washed away their bones. And then plus, if you look at the Titanic itself, the ship is also like kind of like decomposing and disappearing and stuff, because it's like it's old, it's been over 100 years and stuff. Like it's like it sank in 2012. It's over 111 years. So yeah, that ship at some point in time we will look up, probably not anytime soon, but we will look up at some point in time. I'm guessing not, I don't know, at some point in time we're gonna look up and that ship's gonna be gone. And yeah, it's probably just gonna be like small little pieces of metal, and that's about it. So but anyways, then I heard like they wanted to rebuild the Titanic. Hold on, let me see. Did someone want to rebuild the Titanic? Clive Palmer promised to rebuild and launch the Titanic 2. Yeah, that's a billionaire attempted to rebuild a replica. Oh, he attempted. Cancel. Here's one of the words. Yeah, it's like, fam, that's not gonna work. I'm like, you maybe can build like a ship like it, but yeah, that's not gonna work. I think a lot of people, I know somebody probably would ask me if you got tickets to go on Titanic, and I'm like, look, bruh, I'm good, because look, I'm at that captain's door saying, hey, bro, if you get a call saying that you going into iceberg territory, you better either spin this boat around, or you better go sideways or go around. But I'm all like, I'm watching you at like every night, bro. I sleep all throughout the day, and every night I will go up to that captain's door, and I just be looking at him through the glass like, nah, homie, like, I'm watching you and making sure you do things right. All right. And then I'm like, but dang, that would be crazy though. It's like, so let's just say I'm just there enjoying myself, and then all of a sudden I just hear a bunch of people running around. I get up out of bed, there's water all on my floor, and I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, I watched the movie. I sat there and watched the movie numerous times. I ain't found no rolls on this boat. Oh, nah, bruh. And then I go to say, I already told my friends like what I would do if there was ever a time. Cause no, I remember I was in one of my friend's streams, and we were talking on it. I said, I was like, no, I'll go to the kitchen area of that ship. I'm getting 2 butcher knives, going up to one of those lifeboats, and I'm just cutting at them, bro. Like, at the ropes. And I'm like, nah, y'all better be behind me. But as soon as this boat hits this water and I hit that water, I am gone. All right. So, because I'm like, nah, bro, I just, that's my survival. It's like, I ain't gonna be running around. I'm like, oh my God, what do I need to do? I'm like, no, I am getting out of here, bro. I'm like, I will meet a Rose on land. All right. So anyways, but yeah, I just think that probably wouldn't be a good idea. I'm pretty sure that there's probably like relatives of like the people that did die on the Titanic there, like maybe like great grandsons and granddaughters, where they're probably all like, no, like my like my dad or mom, whoever passed away on that ship, there'd probably be some stuff where it's like, nah, bro, hey, we ain't doing that. I ain't getting on it, all right? So, but yeah, I just think that probably won't be the best idea, you know? There's just too many people that died on that ship. So, yeah, I think maybe just, you know, kind of continue having like these Disney cruise ships and all that stuff. So, but Titanic, nah, I feel like that ship would just sink just because it's named Titanic. So, yeah, it's probably best that we don't fool around with that. But anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on a podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 46 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you are purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. And also, if you are purchasing any energy drinks or sleep drinks from Poggers, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss and we'll knock 10% off of your next purchase. If you want to learn more about SeatGeek and Poggers, you could go to my Twitter account. They are in my bio section. And yeah, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.